All right. How you doing this morning? Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. I am your host, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, coming to you each and every day right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Twitter handle is Radio Guy. The Instagram handle is Radio Guy 22. And the website is obn-radio.com. And without any further ado, let us jump right into today's episode. Well, the stage is now set, and we really and truly could have done away with all the theatrical drama, this, that, and the other, but there would not have been enough money made to go around for everybody's pockets to get even fatter. What am I talking about? The NBA Finals. The Houston Rockets floundered, if that's the word you choose to use, against the Golden State Warriors, losing. And now the stage is set for the fourth quarter between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that the Golden State Warriors are the best team in the NBA. And I have no doubt in my mind that the king himself, LeBron James, is the best player in the NBA. But you've got to be absolutely open and clear that the NBA circuit, as we know and understand it right now, has some shenanigans going on. And as a matter of fact, let me just summarize it with this little clip that I just happen to think of, and I enjoy it. But I'm going to let this little clip explain, then we'll go right back into it.
God, that's amazing! You are so talented!
Huh?
Wait a second. Something's not right here. You were just making it look like you were playing. You're a phony! Hey, this guy's a great big phony! That's right, you're a big fat phony! Hey, you know who lives in this house? A great big phony! That's right, a phony lives here! A big fat phony!
Now, as I mentioned, you're just a big fat phony. I just love that. I love that. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing how, and I know it brings the entertainment. We forget that when professional sports come into play, in particular that of the NBA, it is entertainment. So now you got to drag this thing out as long as possible to get the most, quote unquote, bang for your buck and make it happen. And the end result, it is who we thought it was going to be in the finals. Now, the Rockets, in my own personal opinion, and let me put this out there again, I do not profess to be a huge NBA fan nor an NBA expert, but anytime you miss 27 three-pointers, there's something called a layup. Maybe you got to get a little bit more physical to get toward the cup, but how about getting some layups and getting three-point plays the old-fashioned way? I'm not going to get into all that. It is what it is. Houston did not have a post-man presence, and you saw that when it came down to the crunch, they turned it over to KD, Mr. Kevin Durant, and he did whatever he had to do. And they could have did away with the Rockets well before letting this go back and forth. But once again, it was to stretch out and deal with giving the people what they want, how they want it done. So we move on from that, and who it will be to come out victorious. Once again, I've already stated, and not that I'm picking a winner. I have not a care in the world who wins this thing. But when you look at it, the Golden State Warriors are the best team in the NBA. And LeBron James, as I stated, is the best player in the NBA. 8 consecutive runs. I heard someone may mention on Twitter that if Jordan hadn't had his baseball venturous stage in life, the Bulls too would have done the same. And more than likely, probably so, but that's not the case. You have to give LeBron James his props. LeBron James, I can't say is the greatest basketball player to have ever played, but he's definitely in the conversation when you talk about the greatest basketball players. Now, my son, who's 19 years old, he asked me who I thought the top 5 NBA players that I've witnessed or knew of. And that's a really tough question when you think about it. But my top 5 were not in no particular order, but it was Bill Russell, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Larry Bird. Say what you want to say, Larry Bird was a bad guy. And your top 5 would probably be totally different from my top 5. And, you got all kind of other guys, Oscar Robertson that you could add into the fold, Wilt Chamberlain you can add into the fold, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar you can add into the fold, and there are so many different others, but that was my top 5. And maybe you need to, kind of think about that. Top 5. These are 5 guys I'm running with no matter what, and that would be my 5. Once again, Larry Bird, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Bill Russell. I'll take them 5 all day long and play against anybody that wants to play. I know I don't have a true big man to be in that post, but with the versatility of a Bill Russell, with the versatility of a LeBron James, give me who you got, and I'll take my chances with who I would run with. Now, we did a survey about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks now, and we asked if you thought if the NBA was rigged or not. And surprisingly, 80% of the people who participated in the poll agreed that the NBA is rigged. I don't want to keep prolonging and beating on this dead horse, but once again, it is what it is. Therefore, it shall be what it's going to be, and it's going to do what it's going to do. The Cavaliers and the Warriors, round 4, NBA championship. Who you riding with? Just moving on. Speaking of riding with, the Texas Southern Tigers, led under the leadership of Mike Robertson, representing the Southwestern Athletic Conference in regional play for the baseball tournaments beginning on June 1st in the Austin, Texas area. So what will be happening is the Tigers have been matched up in their regions, a very tough matchup. University of Texas Longhorns, Texas A&M Aggies, the Indiana Hoosiers, and the Texas Southern Tigers are lined up in that regional that will be taking place in Austin, Texas. Now, the schedule set for Game 1 will feature Texas A&M taking on Indiana, and that game is scheduled for 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on ESPN2. Game 2 will feature Texas Southern and Texas, and that will be scheduled for 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that will be on the Longhorn Network if you have your cable package, whatnot. Now, of course, you have the number 1 seed ranking would be Texas. The number 2 seed would be Indiana. Number 3 is Texas A&M, and of course, number 4 would be Texas Southern. And those are the beginning rounds for that Friday, June the 1st. Now, Saturday will feature Game 3 Game 3 would be the loser of Game 1, which would feature Texas A&M and Indiana. The loser of that game playing the loser of Game 2, Texas Southern and Texas. And then your Game 4 would have the winner of Game 1 versus the winner of Game 2. And so you continue to watch on, and then on the Sunday, June 3rd, would have the winner of Game 3 versus the loser of Game 4. And that game would start at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Game 6 all the way up through Monday, June 4th, is when they'll finish this thing out. So Mike Robertson and the Texas Southern Tigers will be representing the conference, and I hope that everyone would get their SWAC rally rags out, and let's support Texas Southern. Uh, the other SWAC teams are by the wayside. Texas Southern has earned that right to represent, so it's time to put aside our uh, civil rivalries and rally around them and support them and hope that they can go out and represent, because it does the conference good. The RPI ranking overall of the conference goes well if we can somehow get a regional round in, a regional win in to help highlight the conference. So we'll be taking a close look at that, keeping things at bay on how the Texas Southern Tigers will play out. We will try to reach out with Coach Mike Robertson. Tried to catch him, but because of my schedule prior to, we didn't get a chance to hook up, but we'll keep a close monitor on how things are unfolding. Of course, I don't have to remind you that the SWAC Media Day will be coming up within the next month or so in July. We're in June, even though it's May. June is already here. So you'll have this time to unwind, get some things together. But July 13th, Birmingham, Alabama, will feature the SWAC Media Day. Our plans and endeavors are to be there live in living color, get a chance to speak with all of the coaches from the SWAC rank. Five new coaches in the SWAC realm right now. And that is going to be enough interest and intriguing feedback or potential feedback to come back and deal with these teams as they make their preparations for the 2018 football campaign. Of course, those new coaches representing Alabama State would be Donald Hill Ely. Alabama A&M would be Cornell Maynor. Mississippi Valley would be Vincent Dancy. Arkansas Pine Bluff, Cedric Thomas, and PV's own Eric Dooley. So the five guys new on the block who will have the best run out of those new coaches in the conference. Half of your conference schools will be under new leadership, and that's going to be an interesting watch, at least from our end, to see how these guys do on their first time out of the gate for the 2018 campaign. So it's going to be very, very intriguing, and it should be good for some good dialogue down at the SWAC Media Day. That is July the 13th. I believe the scheduled time is 10 a.m. for the kickoff, and as we mentioned, you can listen live right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network as we will bring you in-depth insights and coverage of things that are swirling around. They'll give their predictions on who's going to do what, and it's going to be intriguing to see how they got. You got to, if I'm just calling things out from the West, you got to ride with Grambling, returning Fobbs, and a lot of his players are gone. A lot of his staff has been readjusted, of course, i.e. Eric Dooley now leading the charge for the Panthers. But if I had to make a choice, you'd have to say Grambling State, according to how others will be picking this out. Grambling State, number one, and I'm just going to play it safe, and they're going to probably more than likely say Southern, number two, Prairie View, number three, and Texas Southern, number four, along with Pine Bluff coming in at number five from the west side. That's just me speculating. From the east side, I would have to ride and say that this might be the year for Jackson State to be coming in at number one from the east. Number two, you would have to always factor in Alcorn. You can never count them out, even though a lot of things have happened during the offseason at Alcorn, but Alcorn at number two. Number three, I would venture out to say Alabama State. Number four, Alabama A&M. Number five, Mississippi Valley. I hate to put you there, Valley, but these are all speculations. That's just my speculation. So from the East, Jackson State, number 1. Number 2, Alcorn. Number 3, Alabama State. Number 4, Alabama A&M. And number 5 would be Mississippi Valley. So if we were to have the championship game, as there's talk that they still are trying to work a way out to get all that factored in, you would have Jackson State and Grambling, hypothetically. Not that I'm giving up. I'm just going on what the safe way to go. I would love to see Prairie View representing the West, of course, but I'm just going on probably what the experts will be saying. But these camps will be opening up real soon, and it's going to be excitement throughout the air. And speaking of excitement throughout the air, it's graduation time for the high school ranks. A lot of these young men and women will be adventuring off to their collegiate career. Some will just go as students. Some will be going in as student athletes. And we want to wish them all success. I have been fortunate enough to have served on a local school board, Waller Independent School District, as a matter of fact, in Waller County, Texas. And once again, I thank you all. I've just received my vote of confidence for my 4th term as a school board trustee, and it's always exciting to see these young men and women walk across the stage to get their diplomas, to open up a new world of opportunity, whether it be through trade, military services, or in the world of college. Whatever you choose, always put your best foot forward, and always be able to look yourself in the mirror at the end of each day and know that you put forth your best foot to give yourself the best opportunity of being successful in life. And whatever success means to you, how it means to your overall achievement levels would be entirely up to you, but don't let anyone cheat you out of your dreams. I have got to go. My time has come where I must exit stage left. Of course, remember, follow me on Twitter, Radio Guy. Instagram is Radio Guy 22. The website is obn-radio.com. Locally in the Prairie View city limits, you can reach us at 87.9 FM. If you happen to be abroad, you can listen by dialing 605-477-5066. And don't forget, we're on the TuneIn app at Open Mic Broadcast Network. That is OPEN, capital MIC. That's all one word. Of course, the word Broadcast Network. Until the next time, you guys be blessed. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, and we'll see you on the other side.